Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa. We're trying something new out here, because I don't think I've ever quite done anything like this. At least not to this degree. But I am just straight up reacting to just classical guitar performances now. So we're gonna give that a shot. Usually I rely on like some sort of speaking to like do a reaction, because I mean, God, just reacting to like playing. I mean, where do you even begin with something like that? Let's just see how boring we can make this thing. And of course, I'm sure I'm gonna sprinkle in some colorful commentary, as I always do. The subject of this video is somebody who I featured quite a bit on Sore Hands, David Russell. The things with David Russell, in case you've missed it all, the jokes that I make is that he can't afford a mansion. Julian Bream can. I think John Williams can't either, because you know, the masterclasses that Julian Bream does, they're always like in his castle in the dungeon. And the attendees are who I assume to be prisoners, which after the class he will release and let run around his acres and acres of land, and I assume he'll hunt them one by one. That seems like something that Julian Bream might do. He seems like someone that might be into the most dangerous game, you know? David Russell, a little more down to earth. I don't think he has a castle mansion like Julian Bream. So, like, the whole joke is that he is poor. I guess that's the joke. He can't afford a mansion, even though he's done all those recitals. So, you know, that's like the main thing I can think of. Are there any other David Russell memes that I made like back in the day? I used to react to these people way more. I haven't in a while, so it's nice to see an old familiar face again. Ladies and gentlemen, David Russell. We're gonna be watching him play the first lute suite. This is Omni on location from Spain, BWV 996 by J.S. Bach. Ever heard of him? I'm not working on this suite, though I have in the past. I've learned like half of it, maybe. I'm very familiar with every piece in this suite, though. Let's jump into it, shall we? Hey, there's that mug. Oh, yeah. Omni on location concerts through it. Look at that organ. What kind of note do you think comes out of that cylinder? They got monsters drawn on it? That's kind of cool. Baroque music by Bach in Baroque settings. Baroque, as in like you can't afford a mansion. Oh, he is Baroque, know what I'm saying? David Russell plays Bach lute suite in one BWV 996 in the Monastery of Slavonia, Spain. Pretty nice looking place. That was nice of Julian Bream to let him stop by and play. Very charitable of him to let some commoner like David Russell walk into his premises. There he is. This is like a John Williams shot right here. You could not make David Russell look like a smaller man. This is something they do in the John Williams documentary where the whole thing is just this angle of John Williams being this little tiny little man. Oh, dare I look it up? How tall is David Russell? We need to know. Oh my goodness gracious. He's a cool 6'7". That's not the right guy. Let me type in the word guitar. I'm sorry, David Russell, that you're not the most famous David Russell. That sucks. You know, why isn't it a thing that classical guitarists have their height and weight displayed? I feel like it should be a thing. Somebody who knows, please post. I know one of you is one of his students. I know you're watching. Please post. Okay.
So I'd like to welcome you to the Monastery of Villa-Lobos. We're in the northwest corner of Spain. I've come here to play some Baroque music by Bach.
Alright, that's what we came here to watch you do. They're being very gracious, giving us a talking portion for me to react to.
I'd like to show you around this magnificent and historic building.
Oh, thank God. Yes, please. I'd like to show you around my house.
Tiny medieval...
No, this is his house. This is the actual... But first, let's take a look at my actual house. Yeah, it's a real piece of crap.
Chapel
I know.
still stands in the monastery garden.
It's about the size of a practice room. It's where I practice. It's pretty chill.
The front of the monastery gives onto the main square of the town.
Yeah, I like the blood splatter aesthetic on there. That's pretty dope.
Nowadays, the building holds the local council, a high school, and the parish church.
Hey, churches and a high school in the same building? Alright. That is striking. Oh my God. That's freaking crazy, dude.
Two sumptuous Solomonic columns and numerous glittering ornamentations dominate the church.
Yep.
This beautiful church has two wonderful choirs.
Hey, beautiful church. Gotta have a wonderful choir. Two of them, I guess.
Thick upper choir beside the organ.
Hey, it's got a symphony too. Look at that. And by that I mean a single solo guitar player. Shout out to Segovia. Hey, Segovia got a shout out on Sore Hands. What about that? Also, let's appreciate his seating. He looks like he's on the second to last notch. Where's my footstool? It looks like he's about here. One knee 8 inches higher than the other. And he plays his Bach that way. Sorry, I had to play something just so you, like, have proof that I can play my own Bach. So I'm not just talking crap for no reason. Though, the way I play is complete and utter garbage compared to what David Russell's gonna play. But, like, I do care about classical guitar. I'm not just, like, a poser. What is that, a Yamaha? What, do you pay, like, $250 for that thing? Brand new? Alright, nice, dude. Oh, God, and of course he has a sheet music. The guy can't even memorize his music for this thing. What a loser. I am just kidding. I wonder if he ever talks on the record about, like, injuries, caused by just the footstool, because surely he said on the record that he practices like 4 hours a day typically on like a normal day. So I'd like to know if he ever encounters any issues. I would love to react to a video about that. But yeah, seating is a tough thing. All right, let's go.
Decorated with many curious images.
Truly.
This Piper monk.
A Piper monk? Yeah, they call me the Piper lunk, know what I'm saying? Ugh. Okay.
The lower choir is Baroque. It's adorned with images of Benedictine saints.
Woo, that's a nice looking organ right there. You know, organ is cool. I think guitar is still cooler because guitar is kind of like an organ, but it's portable. It's like a piano too, and it's like a symphony too, but like imagine the smallest little symphony you could ever imagine, just the tiniest little symphony. But there is something pretty epic about the organ in that you are essentially playing an entire cathedral. As in like the cathedral is like your mech and you are like in the head controlling it. There's something pretty dope about that. Anyways. God, I love the faces on that organ. Organ 1710. God, there's some thick freaking cylinders. Oh my god, I bet those notes are so low. I bet people listening to that back in the day, it was like me when I discovered dubstep when I was 11. Just like, oh my god, it's so low. Ugh, sub bass, it's so good. Dude, that is such a crazy instrument. Oh god, like, don't you just want that on like your guitar headstock? Just some dudes like with their trumpets like that. It's just so grand. It's so awesome. Who? Loot Suite? Okay, we're jumping in now. So this is the meat, the bones of the video. Let's see how David Russell's performance of 996 is. God, he's flying. He's going so fast. How fast is he going to take the presto if this is the prelude? Good lord. You know, there's something funny about the guitar being such a tiny instrument, and the backdrop to this performance is the loudest instrument. Like, obviously, like, a stack of Marshalls can be louder than an organ. It won't be deeper, though. Organs can get, like, sub-bass territory, I'm pretty sure. Unless you just get a sub-bass attached to your guitar, which you wouldn't. That is quite the statement, though, and I do appreciate that. Organ, the grandest of instruments, is just a backdrop to the actual grandest of instruments. God, he's flying through that. Okay, let's keep going. So, I feel bad stopping it so much, but I've been talking a lot about technique, like in my videos, and I've been reworking my technique quite a bit, and honestly, David Russell is one of the people that I've been looking at for reworking my technique. Some things that I want you to look at, especially in his left hand, when you're playing, I think when you see a lot of guitarists play, it's natural to have curve in your index finger like that, like you're curving it, and then because of that, as a consequence, your pinky needs to straighten out to actually reach where it needs to go. Like, this is an extreme example of it, right? How many people have you seen play electric guitar like that? The way, the evenness in David Russell's hands, where it's like basically dead on with the two middle fingers, and then there's equal curve in the pinky and in the index finger, and he stretches it over like 5 frets. Like, look at the curve, like, the curve in his hand, like, all of it, it's just perfect. And that isn't even, like, don't even get me started about his right hand. Like, his right hand is so crispy looking. Like, it just looks freaking solid. Like, there's no weirdness about it. Like, I hate to be this guy, but we just watched, like, the Roland Dines video, and you saw, like, I know he wasn't, like, trying, and he kind of didn't give a crap in that masterclass. Like, you saw, like, this sort of thing. Like, you could see his hand going like this. There is just nothing to be said about David Russell's technique, though, and you can, like, hear it in his playing. It's just, like, perfection. I mean, good lord. Watch his left hand in particular, though, just the curve. Hey, look at the curve. Ugh. Ah! Alright, what's your tempo now? Go faster, please. Oh. Pretty reasonable. Look at that, Pinky. Oh my god. He's like a robot if a robot developed feelings and like self-awareness. That's what he is. Like when people say like you play like a robot, you're like robotic. It's like, yeah, he is. It invokes emotions from me though, still. He has this right-hand technique. It's almost like a bounce. I see him do it in the Morel Sonatina, too. I don't know, maybe it comes from repeating fingers, and it's sort of a way to just play faster. Because, sort of like the hammer of a piano, like, it takes a certain amount of time to reload the hammer. Like, and your finger is kind of the same way, because your finger is essentially a hammer, except it rests on the string and then plays. And there's a certain amount of time, I think, that it takes to reload. That bounciness is like... It's sort of just a mechanism to, like, repeat faster. I'm just saying stuff here. I have no idea, but I've seen him do it in the Morel Sonatina for, like, this thing. Because it looks like when he does this. I play it with alternating fingers. But it looks like he's using I and A repeating. And there's almost like this bounce to it, which like usually that would be like a bad thing, but it like seems extremely effective. Like I feel nervous making like any comment on anything about his technique because it's like, well, he's like God basically. He's God and he's in his house right now. This is his house because it's God's house. I'm seeing that though. It's interesting. Epic. Oh man, pretty crazy. Did he walk away? Oh, his guitar was left there. Hey, you left your guitar, David Russell? Alright, so he went to the bathroom, I guess, and he's gonna come back. That's the lore. He's back. The Allemande. It's funny, I've like read through this page and I'm pretty sure I played basically all of it in open position. So to see him traversing the entire fretboard, it's like, that's interesting. I didn't think to do any of that when I was reading it in open position. But yeah, no, you know, it'd be a good idea. What if I had the sheet music, like, alongside it? Would that be a good idea? Maybe I can add it in post, but I want it too, though. Hold on, let me think. This is the first video like this I've ever done, so I'm just gonna try this out, and we'll see if we like this more. Alright, find where we are in the Allemande, sorry. There we are. Found the repeat. Alright, you know what? I think I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add it in post, because I feel like that looks absolutely horrible, and it wouldn't be that much work anyways. Sorry, we're experimenting. We're figuring it out. Oh, Akbos Ando E1678. Nice little flowers. Alright, what's the next piece? Oh, it's going to say the name, sorry. Alright, the Courante. Is that what's going next? There it is. The Courante. Another thing to focus on, too, there's so much going on, because it's like technical mastery and also musical mastery, but I've been in more of a technical phase in my life, and that's why I really appreciate this. Freaking stability of that guitar as his warm body wraps around it. I don't know why. I mean, of course it's warm, right? I'm just being weird saying that. You can really tell how stable the guitar is if you watch the headstock. See how much the headstock moves. Like, is the headstock moving? And I feel like for him, or I mean, let's just watch. Watch that now. Watch his headstock. I mean, it's moving around a little bit, but it's not moving that much, though, trust me. You know, now that I'm focusing on it, it actually is moving more than I thought it would be. You should see other people's headstock. It's probably flying around everywhere. God. What I really appreciate about his right hand, it seems like his hand position doesn't change between free stroke and rest stroke. Because I've been finding, for me, like, going from a rest stroke, it's like, I have to change my actual hand posture. But it seems like for him, he just always has this. And there's no, like hitting the rest stroke like that or anything, or just, I just feel like he really is like a model of technique. That was a crazy phrase. Wow. Usually when I listen to that part, that part is so like janky sounding when just how Bach threw that in there. The rhythm is just so different. He did it very nicely though. That was nice. Oh my god. I like that part. He kind of brushes by it, like he doesn't want you to like notice it too much. It is a very silly section. Yeah. That movement seemed like the hardest technically, and I usually don't think of it that way. Everything he plays looks insane, even if it's like kind of not. The beret is like not really that hard, but it's gonna look insane when he plays it, I bet. What is this crap?